All right. Hello, everyone. This is Josh, also known as Yashu. You're just tuning into another episode of the TLOY Talks podcast. You can get this on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Buzzsprout, Patreon, much more and all that. And I'm going to get started right here, So we have a returning guest back in the building, too. I mean, he kind of got back on the come up, too, with the recent, BZB, freestyle and all that, too. Bodied it, either way, too. And then he performed, last night at the BZB show. Did some waves from there too, and you've seen him on the last couple pods too, some years back. So we have KG in the building back again. How you doing again?
What's up, bro? Good to see you again, man.
Yeah, man.
What, part 3, right?
Part 3 and all that too. I mean, the first time it was July, in the summertime and all that. Second time it was some months back, later on with you and Ice and all that too.
Same year. Yeah. Now we're here 3 years later, bro.
3 years later, new missions, new grinds and all that too. Facts. And a lot of elevation, so proper. That's but right. Also, I mean, you opened up for Astro too, I think a year, a couple years back and all that too. So that was a big wave and all that. And did your little promo stuff too with friggin' I think 416 and all that too. So I've seen you kind of getting back onto the wave too, and you helped me out for a bit too, a couple years back with the whole Loud Army thing and all that too. So.
Yeah, you're like family, bro, And the way I am is I'm trying to bring the support and a positive vibe to the city because we don't got that a lot down here, right?
Yeah, for sure,
So, yeah, man, you're my brother, right?
Yeah, for sure, again. It's always up from there, regardless, too. Brotherhood is, really, But even in a way, too, how's, life been since, last time and all that, too? I know there were, a lot of things that happened, and now you're just, getting back onto, the way of things with, music and all that, too, so.
Yeah, I can't complain, bro. You know me, I work and shit. Got my 9 to 5, but I just try to keep music in the play. It's something that gives me relief and shit off the stress, because life be life and sometimes. So I just look at music as a way to escape, speak my mind, have some fun, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, just been working, getting back into the music. You see me last night. I've been performing. Got some shit with BZB. So yeah, I'm just trying to get back into it,
Yeah, for sure, bro. Sure. And you just dropped, I think a project sometime back and all that too. You dropped Back to Business and all that too. Tell me more about that in terms of the whole creative process, inspiration, the vibe and all that too.
So yeah, the name speaks for itself. Back to Business, Took a break. I'm back. I'm trying to get on the grind. Show people I'm still here. I'm still popping. 6 years later. So yeah, got a couple tracks. I think 5 on there. My favorite one is probably Amber Alert. That one's a good message because a lot of guys out here are trying to give that hard road dog look, but you're not. Just stop acting. So
yeah,
man,
that's facts, man. Because I think with you, it's you kind of got back more onto the whole Detroit wave and all that too. I think RJ was producing some of the ones and all that too. So that was a big wave too with some of the tracks and all that too. And I think you kind of switch it up on certain styles too. I think you even did more of the whole Florida thing and all that too, and some of the whole Skrilla stuff too. So it was pretty interesting,
Yeah, I try to switch it up. I think Detroit style is more my style, especially the way I speak. Coming from Toronto, I don't really have that Toronto accent, so I try to make music that's global instead of just for Torontonians, So yeah, man, Detroit's the way to go for me personally.
True.
Yeah.
So I wanted to also ask too, because I think I don't know if I spoke this on the last time that we connected and all that too, but were you pretty clean edge when you recording music and all that too? No liquor, no Zan, all that too, or
so most of the time I would drink a little bit during because I don't know, it helps me loosen up, but I just feel I can have more fun and be the more fun side because usually I'm very stern and uptight, very professional. So sometimes to be in a studio, you can't just be professional. You got to let it come naturally. So I definitely like to drink. The smoking, not too much. I actually quit recently.
Okay.
So probably 3 years now. So
yeah,
that's probably one of the reasons why I got a little bigger and shit, right? But the drinking, I always have to put it in to play with the music because I loosen up, right? So yeah, for sure.
Proper. Do you think it kind of helps with the element at times too? Because I know some people use weed, other things to kind of make the best forms of music and all that too. With Future, Travis, all these other people too.
That
Do you
dirty Sprite?
Yeah. Do you ever feel it's kind of in the same way for you?
No, not really. I don't need it, right? But it helps me feel it's more natural, So whatever people prefer is what you need to do to make the best track. So yeah, man.
All right,
Definitely.
proper. do you ever feel like you want to like try to like experiment in some ways too and all that? I know like some people like I know like Skrilla, like he does like the more of like the nitro and all that too with the helium.
No other drugs, bro. I got a strict program on that shit. I never did nothing else but wean and drink lean. So you heard that first. Don't do drugs, kids. That's just bad, bro. Don't try none of that. It's not cool. You're just killing your brain cells, you know. So
yeah, PSA for the day too, you know. So
stay in school, yo. No drugs.
Yeah, for sure. I want to add this in too and all that. I think you went to Detroit. I think either like 2 years ago or like I think
2023.
So yo, how was that vibe like? Even like going to like Michigan, like tapping in with like RJ, and even I think doing like a showcase there and all that. You know?
Yeah, no, it was good. I went there for business. I went there for 3 days. Like you said, I did a showcase. There was about 24 artists, most of them from Michigan. I was actually in Hamtramck, if you know Detroit.
Yeah.
I was in Hamtramck, Detroit, or Hamtramck, Michigan. And yeah, I did a little show. It was like a little like placement. So the top 5 went to the next round, and then the top 3. The first one got free studio time. They got a cash prize. The second person got a studio time, and the third person got a music video.
Okay.
Right?
So I think you were like second place or first?
Nah, I wish. Nah, I came 5th though.
Oh.
Still up there, right? So yeah, I made the next round for sure.
But you still like tapped in with like RJ like in the studio?
Yeah, we went to the studio. I made a track. I made like 2 tracks, I think. Stay Trippin'. That's out on all platforms. Yeah, bro. Always tapped in with RJ for sure.
Sure. So like even like the vibe like going to Detroit, like you know you're driving, you're seeing like all the ends and all that too. You're going to like downtown. You're going to like third mile, like fourth mile and all that too. Yeah. So how was like that vibe and like feeling like and all that too? And like what? How can you like describe Detroit to like people like that haven't like been there before, that haven't like been there like recently and all that?
Man, it's grimy. It's not as bad as you think, but it's a different world, you know. Like coming from here, like the insurance and shit on the road is different. In Detroit, you got guys who busted up cars, tail lights, headlights missing, driving on the road like everything's good. They got doors missing and shit.
Oh shit,
it's crazy out there. I was probably on like 7-8 mile, not in the hood, but I was around there. And yeah, man, it's rough for sure.
Yeah, sure. Did you go to like any of like the Coney Islands and all that too?
Oh yeah. So, I was just gonna say that. So we tapped into one Coney Island. I can't lie. I don't know what the hype is, but that shit was trash to me personally.
Yeah, true.
Like that chili fry shit is. Yeah. That's a belly run right there, bro.
I mean, it might be a mix of the Detroit and like Flint water and things like that too, because they still have like that like Flint water like going in, and like that hasn't like been fixed since like 2014 and all that.
No, that's better. That actually was fixed, but I wasn't in Flint. So where I was is a little better, right? It's grungy and grimy, but like the water and shit isn't an issue where I went. So
did you even like cop the like Fagos like at the store and all that too?
Yeah, I went to a dispensary. We got like different sodas. We got actually THC sodas, so it wasn't the legit Fago, but it was like it. It was a cool experience for sure.
Proper, man.
Yeah.
And you know, I want to talk about like more of your like link up with like BZB and all that too. So how did that like link up happen? Like how was it like, you know, like performing like one of like the tracks like on the store and all that? No.
Yeah, he hit me up back in like I think 2024, and I did a freestyle with Jug. Shout out Jug here, you know. Yeah, we did a freestyle, and then after that, me and him just built a relationship, you know. And I just went back there for my part 3 probably a month ago. So, yeah, and that's my brother, too, you know. I like to keep that relationship with people in the industry for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, he's, like, making a wave, too. Like, Flacco, like, he's, like, doing his, like, thing, too, and all that. Like, he was, like, on a recent podcast, like, a while back, too. So, like, he's been doing, like, his, like, thing, too, and all that. And
Yeah, no, shout out BZB. They put me on Super Rich, too, which is the hat I'm rocking, you know. Shout out Super Rich. So, yeah, bro, it's good to tap in with locals, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. No, 100%. Like, even, like, with Toronto, because I know, like, right now, like, the gentrification is, like, mod and all that, you know, and, like, and, you know, like, even, like, the cost of life and things and such like that, too. So, do you ever feel like it's, like, kind of ruining, like, the way of life in Toronto? Just, like...
I mean, anything in life needs change, right? But it depends on how the change is, you know? So, it could be good, it could be bad. Everything has pros and cons, right? So I personally think it's okay for now. It could be worse, especially comparing to the economy and what else we gotta face, right? So gentrification is the least of the worries, I think.
Yeah, personally. Because I know, like, because you do like construction for the most part too, and like you know, you go to like these like places, you know, build like the machinery, things like that too, and like you know, sometimes too, like the people that live there, like you know, they're from different parts of the world and all that, or like different cultures, and it's not like you know someone you grew up like in the ends with, or someone that like. kind of looks like they grew up in Toronto and all that too. So it's like a whole like different feeling. And even like when they like put the stores in and things like that too, like because there used to be like a lot of like old stores and then they get demolished or they get refurbished, but it's like not really the same too because they have to upfront like the cost too. Like even if you go on like Eglinton West, like that egg strip and all that too, like a lot of the stuff now is like more expensive and like some of the people
for sure. Yeah,
some of the people are like trying to do like a class action like lawsuit thing to the city of Toronto so that or like even like to the Ontario government to get those like funds back from like what they've missed like during that era when the whole like Line 5 thing like kind of built into.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I think the way they look at it is low income areas produce the most crime and shit because people are up to no good. It's hard to make money. They can't get a job, so they do illegal shit, you know. So I get why the city's trying to do it because they're trying to make it safe for sure. But there's other ways to go about it, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Like especially knowing who's good and who's bad, right? You can't just kick everybody out just based on the area. So yeah, man, no, it's unfortunate, but we're all fighting. We're all trying to like live to see another day, right?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Would you ever like kind of move out of Toronto and all that?
Yo, honestly, for like music wise, yes, for sure. I mean, it's like I said earlier, it's hard to make it out this city, man. There's a lot of hate. People don't want to see you win. I don't know. It's just a different vibe, man. America is way more friendly. Like when I went to Detroit, bro, I didn't feel no hostility at all. Like every time I see someone head nod, what up, what's up, brother?
Yeah.
They be like, where you from? I'm like, Canada. They're like, oh, I could tell, right?
Yeah.
So down here, everyone's just mean mugging, man.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate.
Like just like for that number one spot and things like that too.
Yeah,
And like,
yeah, super.
I'm gonna like jump into it like right now. Do you ever feel like there is like a crab in the bucket mentality in that sense?
100%. Yeah, 100%. There's no denying that, bro. It's just, I don't know. I don't get it personally because the type of person I am, the way I was raised, is I like supporting. I like, especially if it's my race, you know, my culture. So I don't know. We gotta stick together, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like in a way too, because I mean we've already talked about this like some years back and all that too. But even in changes, do you feel like it should be like certain people that could like make the change and all that? Like whether it's like the DJs, program directors, like the blog pages, like things like that.
I feel like all of us. It's not just one person, you know. You need everybody to make a change. It's like world peace, you know. It can't just be one country. It has to be every fucking country, right? So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, even like within like the whole like moving situation too, because I know like there are places that are the good incubators like for music and all that too. Like New York's pretty good, LA, Atlanta. Because like in a way too, like it's like good to move there if you have like the money and the funds and like other stuff like that too. Like sometimes too you don't want to like jump ship to it like quickly too, but I think like those are like good incubators because you're gonna see like a wide variety of like artists that are gonna like pop in there, you know. Like even with the Detroit scene and all that, like a lot of them are like either living in Atlanta or in LA and all that too,
they
and
move
like
around.
Yeah,
no, for sure, man. I think the States is good because, like I said, they move around state to state. You could be in one place, you can network with someone who's from New York, and then they got all the connects you need, right? Sometimes you don't even need the money, man. If you and that person can make a genuine connection, and just vibe, and they see that you really trying to be out here trying to make it, that the money can come later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, definitely America is the way to go in the music industry for sure. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. And even within music, I want to like discuss this too. Like I know there's like the whole like AI situation going on. It's like changing like songwriting, changing like there's like AI artists like coming in like every day and all that too. So how do you like kind of like feel about that right now?
It's funny you're bringing that up. The other day I tried to I recorded a track. I made it, mix and master and everything, and I wasn't liking the vibe. So I was trying to use AI on my phone to like see if it could switch the vibe, and that shit was ass. Honestly, I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's making a song from scratch that's better than trying to fix a song, but I personally don't think it's anything natural and pure, you know? Like you can't make better music than from the soul, right?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
AI ain't got no soul, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Because like even like some mans, like you'll see like on TikTok, they're using like AI to even post like random videos of them performing or whatnot and all that.
That's different. I think that's more entertainment and that can catch your attention. And that shit's kind of funny, you know? It's crazy as it sounds and it's kind of fake and you're like trying to flex shit you don't have, but that's different. I feel like when you're promoting a song you actually made, you can promote it any other way, you know? But it's the actual product that you're making shouldn't be fake. That should be authentic.
Yeah,
you know,
sure. Because like I've seen this like one man's like music video too, and like he kind of used like AI and like some of the things too, like in like some of the scenes too, and like I felt like, in my opinion, it was like pretty like cringy like in a way too, because it's like you know, you could have added like extra scenes and kind of like developed it to make it look more real too, like with the content, because I feel like you can still make proper music videos and all that too, and like even with the songwritings, you just have to either take a creative approach to it or like work with someone that might have the skill set to kind of make it look unique as if it was like a movie and things like that, you know. So
no, for sure. It's like anything. It's the way you use it, how you do it, right?
Yeah.
You can manipulate it the right way, then it works. If not, it's cringy. It doesn't work, right?
Yeah, so sure. This is actually something that I do actually want to like add in as well too. You know, like Allstar, like JR, right?
Yeah, of course.
So how do you feel about like that recent like situation going on with him being the like not the suspect, but like him defending himself from some people like out in Houston and all that too?
Honestly, I know who that is, but I never heard about that. So you gotta elaborate. And
so Allstar JR, so he was like sitting down one day.
Okay.
I think there was like a little backstory too, because I think one like J Prince Jr., his son had like a little thing with like Allstar JR, and then J Prince Jr. like wanted to get like some revenge and all that too. Noticed like Allstar JR lacking at like a restaurant like out like in Houston and all that too, and like the people that came with like J Prince Jr. So one of the people in NBA Young Boys camp, so NBA like Ben 10, and I think another guy from Houston, like they noticed him. They tried to rob the chain that he had too, and there was like a previous history where like JR was like shot in the head like a while back too.
Yeah, I know about that.
So like what happened is that like they had like a little tussle. So like Ben 10 and the other guy from Houston, like they swung first and all that, like try to grab whatever, and then basically JR had a gun and all that too, and then basically like shot back, you know, in self-defense and all that too. And so it critically like wounded Ben 10 and the guy from Houston and all that, and basically, you know, like there were like no charges like anything like that too, so like he can like claim self-defense because they were the first people to like attack back and all that too. And
where's that, Houston you said?
Yeah, Houston, you know?
Yeah, they got that over there for sure.
Pretty much. And then basically what happened is that because like those guys were uncritical, but like Allstar JR, like because like no one knew about it at first too, they just knew like NBA Young Boys people like got shot at and all that too, and then they found out it was like Allstar JR. And basically what happened is that Allstar JR did a couple music videos too dissing NBA Ben 10. He had a song called like Expensive, like wristwatches and all that too.
That one, yeah.
And then Mob United, so it talked about like the whole like situation going on for the most part, you know, so
yeah, no, man. Like I said, it's in Houston. They got that stand your ground shit or whatever.
Pretty much.
If it's on camera and it was self-defense, then yeah, bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good for him, you know?
Because I think, like, even, like, in today's society, too, with rappers, like, sometimes you never know what's going to happen to, because, like, even with mob types, too, like, there was, like, a previous situation, like, the Takeoff situation, like, Takeoff, like, rest in peace, too. So
yeah,
I think this should be, like, a learning lesson for J Prince Jr. and all that, too, to kind of not get in his, like, feelings in a way, too, to not, like, fight back and all that, too, because, you know, with some people, too, like, they're not going to try to. We've seen this with, like, P&B Rock, with Pop Smoke, with friggin', even there's like some bare people too. Like
last week, fucking Offset and Lil TJ.
Pretty much, you know,
shot him in his ass, owed him money and all this. Apparently, I don't know too many details, but they have a history. They've been rapping, they've been kicking it. So we know Offset's been going through it the last few years, right?
Yeah, so, for sure, man.
Yeah, no, you just gotta move smarter, man.
True. But how do you like even feel about like his music too with Allstar JR too? Like I don't know if he's like one of the ones like tap in for a bit too.
Who, like Allstar JR in general?
Yeah.
In Detroit? Yeah, no, I got a few of his shit on my phone. Yeah, no, I fuck with him. His sound's different for sure, you know? Right. It's always good when you sound different, you stand out, right? So yeah, I'll definitely tap in with JR for sure.
All right, for sure, man. Yeah. And like another thing too, like since like the whole like Kendrick and Drake thing has been like going on for a while too, do you feel like it's still okay to kind of bump Kendrick in 2026 in the city right now, or?
Man, that's just dead, honestly. I personally don't hate Kendrick because of the beef or nothing. I used to bump Good Kid, Mad City back in like what, 2012, whenever he dropped it. That album was good. That's fire, you know. But personally, it's fucking Drake, bro. That nigga's gonna be the next Michael Jackson. Like, there's no way you can tell me Kendrick is better than Drake. I don't care how many Grammys he wins. That shit's all opinion based, you know?
Yeah.
It's Drake, bro. Like,
Pretty much, you know.
Fuck, man,
Because
he's not better.
Yeah.
So you can bump Kendrick all you want, just accept the fact that Drake's better. You know what I mean?
Pretty much, because there were like events like more so like a while back too that they played Kendrick, and like a lot of like Toronto mans like were pressing
shit
pretty
down.
much, you know. So
well, fuck, man, people are very highly like in love with Drake in a way, you know, like they fuck with him, they like the rap he gave our city and shit. So it's good to protect his name for sure, you know.
for sure, man.
Yeah.
And with Kendrick, like I know, like he has like a lot of bars too. Like you can definitely tell that he's like,
he can rap.
Yeah.
He can rap.
True.
He can definitely resonate with like sensible people, you know, not that violent shit, that dumb hoodlum rap that people like, right? So yeah, no doubt he deserved those 27 Grammys, but Drake should have more. I think, personally.
Yeah, because I think like Iceman's gonna drop soon, and I think it's actually like I'm not gonna front. It's gonna be,
Can't wait, bro.
yeah, because I know there was like the news clip where like there was like an explosion on Dance and all that too, but that was like for Drake's like music video too. So
the ice seats at the Raptors game, that shit was cold.
the promo was like
bro.
crazy too. Like I don't know if you saw like the video of like Drake driving around like downtown too,
Yeah,
and
the
like
truck, the ice truck,
and like you know those like youths were like trying to page him, and like Drake like stood his like guard and all that too. Like that was like a crazy feeling, you know.
Yeah, nah. That's definitely gonna be a good hype for the summer for sure, you know. So
and like even like there were like a couple tracks too. Which one was like proper with like Central C and all that too. What did I miss? Like that was a sick ass track.
super
So you know,
fire, super fire, yeah, for sure.
So definitely like excited for that too. But even in your opinion too, do you feel like bars like still matter like today and all that, or do you think like no one cares about that thing?
It depends on the kind of style artist you are, you know. If you don't pick good beats and they're like simple beats, then you better talk your shit on that, you know. But if it's a vibey beat and you got the flow right, you can say a bag of shit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what makes the radio these days? Some nonsense. So yeah, it just
true,
depends,
true.
bro, for sure.
And I mean with some people too, because like some people are like using like outdated like bars and things and all that too.
Yeah,
like
super basic.
You went to high school, I went to school high and things like that too. Like why are you like talking to me like it's an interview and things like that too? What is all like red rose, like white ceiling, things like that too. Like you've seen like the whole like game shit and all that too. So because you're gonna hear, I think like in some like what I would say is that you know like switch the style up at like times too, like you know when it comes to like the lyricism and like things like that too, because you know sometimes you want to have like something like that's intricate that kind of relates to you, or something that like no one has like heard before too, because you could add like a line about like The Wire or friggin' The Sopranos and all that too, and like I feel like that could like hit like very like differently and all that too, or like even you could rap about like your day and all that, like just like how like with Ice Cube, like you know it was like a good day too, like have like more of that whole like storytelling in a way too, where you're 16, you're 24, like basically it could dictate a story, and then there's like the intro, the climax, the end, and
you know what's a good example with like no bars and bars at the same time? 2 Chainz. That nigga can say the most kiddie random shit, but it goes and it's fire, and it's kind of bars, you know. It's like backpack rapping, like he calls it, you know. Nursery rhymes.
Lloyd Banks too. Like I know he's like the punchline king and all that too. So like he's like very dope. Wayne, even on the drought like era too, like he was like very like sick with it too. Friggin' like Fab's like pretty dope as well too.
I'm gonna give you my top 5 personally. I think with bars: Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, Tupac, Biggie, and Eminem. That's my top 5. I think.
For me, more so like recently too, just like even with bars and punchlines. So Wayne, Lloyd Banks, West Side Gun. Like if you hear like a West Side Gun song too, like he'll have like a lot of the bars like unique like references to. Like have you ever like cooked a brick in the friggin' like stove and all that too, or like in the radiator type thing? I think they kind of meme that out too. Who else? Friggin' I think Freddie Gibbs is like also proper too, like even though he's been moving sus and things like that and all that, because I know he's great with like the flows, like even like you know rushing it to make it like cinematic in a way too. So
he's good for sure.
And then friggin' I would say Drake in a way, you know. So
no, Drake's up there for sure, but I'm just going like lyrically and globally, you know. Everyone in the world isn't bumping Drake like they bump fucking Lil Wayne or Actually, let me take that back. That's probably not true. I'm talking about people that are on like lyrics based, like people that want to hear real lyricism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think Lil Wayne and Jay-Z and Eminem are like the perfect example of people still currently alive that could still rap. You know, and they've been doing it for years, bro, like 20 years plus.
Yeah,
Right,
with
so-
Wayne, like what I could like attest to that too. Like Wayne can still do it, but I think right now at his like climax and his age right now too, he has been like sort of lazy with the bars for the most part too, because the one that he dropped recently too, I think the Carter 7 or Carter 6 or something like that too. That too. Like that was like kind of ass and all that too.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was ass, but it could be better.
Yeah.
Right. No, you ran out of bars. It's fine, bro. You've been doing so good consistently for years. You know.
Like M too. Like I think like M, like he's at a point right now. Like he's done like the most right now, and I think if he could do like a final album too, like it has to be at his like pinnacle and all that too, like in a way. And then surprisingly too, Rio Da Yung OG, because I know he came home like recently too, some years back and all that, dropped like Rio Free. He dropped like some other stuff too. But even like the fans, like they're saying that he's been like lazy with the bars and all that too, because if you hear like some like his like new voice and like just like the way he's like make the music, it doesn't really hit as it was like back when it was like the whole like legendary like mixtape era and all that too. So
well, that's the thing with him. Like that's one of my favorite artists right now currently. But I agree on that. You know why? It's because the way he came out was so different and so unique that people are like, "Damn, this shit's fire." But now it's not anything that's ordinary. You got to switch it up, and he doesn't want to switch it up. He wants to keep that same vibe, that same flow, which is understandable. So his fans will always fuck with him and shit. But to be, in order to make that next tier, like, and get to like a Drake level or Lil Wayne level, you gotta switch it up. You know, you can't keep doing the same kind of flow, same kind of style, right? So, Bossman Dilo, my bad. Bossman Dilo is a perfect example of he started with a certain sound, and now he's trying to switch it up to incline. You know?
Yeah.
So you definitely gotta change it.
I think the two things that kind of like led to it, him receiving like a lot of money too from his like previous like releases too, because like when like Legendary came up too, like that's been, I think it might have went either like gold or diamond, not gold or platinum, and then because like the reception of the song too, and like they even had like an AI version of Kanye rapping to like Legendary and all that too, which is like kind of crazy and all that too. His other stuff with like RMC Mike, YNJ, like that's been making a wave too with Draco. Like I know like that was like very good back in the day too, like before he went to jail and all that too. And like the hype, like because like even like COVID too, like COVID like kind of helped him for a bit too. But when he came home, like he got rich, and like when you're rich, you know, like you have like enough to feed your family, do whatever things and all that too. So like, and even with him like putting in like a lot of stuff too, like it's like more like lifestyle like rap than anything too. And then second, it's like you could definitely tell that he does like a lot of like things and all that too, the drink, the pills and all that too. So it is like kind of affecting like his way to making the best like music now, because when you have like all that money, you buy like the drink and all that too, you buy like the pills and things like that too. Like you've seen like that clip on stage where he was like kind of like,
I don't think he does the pills, bro. I watch a few interviews. It's just straight drink. He doesn't smoke weed no more. He smokes Black and Mild and straight lean, right? So but no, I agree with you, man. Yeah, that definitely clouds your vision. That clouds your memory and all that shit. So yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if you've seen the clip. It was like him at the concert too. He was like leaning back to, he was like leaning like way too much too. And I feel like, because I think the situation too, because like he like just posted the tour like more like a while back too. It was like I think 50, 60 dates and all that. And
yeah, you don't sleep, bro. That's another thing. It can't just be the lean, right?
And like it affects his performance and all that too. And I think what would have worked to make him like at the best possible is to kind of like limit it in a way too. But I can understand why it becomes an issue, because I think he had to really make up for it too, because like of the demand of the shows and the demand of the people like that kind of came by. And like I doubt he's gonna perform in Canada like anytime soon and all that too. But I feel like even if he like limited to like 30 cities and like in like main ones where like a lot of people would come through, I think it would have worked out either way too. And I think I'd say like exercise too, like he could like definitely like work on that too. And I think just like change like the, like as you said, like change like the lifestyle for a bit too. But it takes, you know, it doesn't take like a day and all that too. It takes like certain times and all that too.
Yeah, Skillet Baby been doing that. If you guys follow him or you know about him, he's on there working out and shit ever since he's been shot, right?
Yeah,
he's closer to God. He's making that known, and he's been in the gym. So yeah, you're right, man. You definitely gotta switch it up. Like I said, drugs ain't cool, you know. Like as much as it makes you feel good and shit in the moment, it really fucks up the future for you. You know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. How do you like? I know like I want to like dive into like Rio like in a little bit too. How did you feel about the recent situation going on with him, Crispy Life Kid, YSL Grams, and all that too? Because I know like they used to be very cool back in the day too, but Rio only hangs out with Louis, with Mike, with YN, and all that too. And then I think YSL Grams and like Kid like. They're not rocking for him anymore and all that too. So
yeah, no, he kept his circle tight. Yeah, no, a lot of guys that he tapped in with, he doesn't fuck with him no more, you know, and you can't blame him, right? Someone snitched on him, they got him caught up, and that's why he got the jail time. So he's keeping his circle tight. I know most of those guys are his family, like Louis. They got 3200 Trey, a bunch of like blood relatives, right? So if it's not Mike, if it's not YNJ, it's nobody else, right?
Yeah.
So
because I was like seeing the videos too, and like the lore about it's like very crazy too, because like they used to be very tight, like they made music, but I think it's like the areas too, because like there's like Beecher and then there's like Flint and all that too. So because like, you know, like hanging out with people from Beecher, it's like a different like feeling than like hanging out with like people from like Flint and all that too. So I kind of get like the issues and tensions like around those guns and all that. No, so
yeah, no,
for sure,
no doubt.
for sure. You know, with the Toronto accent too, we talked about it for a bit too. Like it's like been making waves with like people like personifying it too, with City Boy JJ, Plush, this like you names,
Nasty.
yeah,
Hate that.
yeah. How do you feel about the situation? No,
Oh man, the Toronto accent is one thing, but the hood Toronto accent is the next thing. Like that shit's just nasty, bro. I don't get like people in America don't understand a single fucking word we mean, you know? And I personally don't get where most of the slang comes from, you know? Plush is a perfect example. No hate, but like the accent, it's not cute, bro. Like it's horrible.
yeah, true. But like, I mean, she grew up in the ends too, like Western.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So like she,
I could accent.
I could definitely like understand too. But like you're seeing these like kids, these are non-black kids, like personifying the
non-hood kids, because you don't gotta be black. But I know what you mean. Yeah, and they're saying the word. Yeah, no doubt for sure.
True. Do you ever feel like it's like the same thing where like they're using like AAVE or like trying to like say the N word without like even like trying to say like the N word too and all that?
No, definitely. Definitely. That's another category we're gonna talk about. The N word is one thing, but it's how you say it. You know what I mean? I've met a lot of people, white, Chinese, Spanish, that say nigga, and like personally, me as a black man, I don't really take offense to it if you have good intentions behind it. You know, like I don't own the word. I can't be like, whoa, you can't say that. But if you're trying to say it and degrade me or try to like, then I'm gonna page you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So because I think like with Toronto too, like with some of the kids like using the whole Toronto accent too, I don't think they really pay homage or like understand it to an extent where there are like, you know, like a lot of like cultural like histories and backgrounds like behind it too, with the whole like Jamaican accent situation too, like Jamaican Somali culture and all that. And then even with the creators, like, you know, using it too, because they're not gonna say this in front of their moms and dads too, because you're gonna see these like kids, like they'll say it, they'll act in a way too, they'll wear like the fits and all that too, but they're not gonna invite like their black friends into their households and all that too, because like some of the parents hold like a lot of like resentment too, whether it's a white family, a brown family, an Asian family and all that too. So
no, for sure. The Toronto accent and the ski mask gotta go, bro. They gotta go.
True. Like, who do we have to put the blame on for this too? I don't know if it's like just like.
I mean, you can't blame no one. It's social media and it's a generation. We know the generation coming up is cooked, right? There's a lot of brain rot, they call it, a lot of dumb shit going on. So it's just, it's not really the people themselves, it's the media. It's the way they portray it. They think it's cool and they think it's like sick to talk that way, but it's not. And the real OGs know that that's not the Toronto accent.
You know?
Like,
and it's like a phase thing, like in a way too. Like, you know, like how with like Miley Cyrus, like she had like a phase too where she was doing hip hop and then now she's like doing country and whatnot too. It's like the same thing for them where they do it and then 18 to 21 they go to college, they try to figure out who they are and all that, and then once they finish college or uni, they get a job and they don't say that anymore too. They kind of hold like that whole like resentment and anger towards it, and like they call it out too. And I think it's like more of a cycle that, you know, you like they're not gonna do this like forever and all that too. Like they'll just see it as like a quick phase and then like that's it and all that too, you know. So
no, I agree, man. Yeah, it's always a phase.
For sure, bro. Yo, in terms of like OGs and all that too, do you ever feel like Toronto like has like OGs to help the youth and all that too, or do you feel like there's like a lack of like OGs right now?
Personally, I mean, like, yes and no, you know. It's been quiet in that sense because a lot of the guys in the hood these days are just running around on their own shit, you know. And I mean, like, I don't personally know, but those that know, you know, there probably is, but I don't think they're doing as much as they could, and it's probably because there's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
They're all dying off and shit, right?
Yeah.
So.
And like, I mean, with the OGs too, because you're gonna have like some, like, I feel like there's like free types too, like the ones that have either like passed away, the others that are like in the bin, like whatnot, like free them, like depending on the situation, all that. And then the ones that might be a little bit like hazed off, like you see them on Sherborne, or you see them like acting a fool and all that too. And like the ones, like the minorities, like they're helping the people out too, but you know, it takes like a village to raise the child and all that too. And I think like even when you have like the people like that pull through too, they have to like help out in a way where it changes like the mindset too, like to help these like young black boys and like the youth them and all that too, to change like their ways and kind of put them in like a better field and all that too. Whether if they have experience in like knowing about a trade, or if they know about basketball, or if they know about music and all that too. Like it all like depends on the skill sets that they have and all that. You know? So
No, facts. I agree on that. It all depends, man. It's like it's one thing leads to another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
Yeah. And like even like in your hood and all that too. So like, do you ever feel like those people are like trying to like help the youth and all that too, and like just like get them like in a better way too, like whether it's like for the music or things like that, or do you feel like there's like a more of a negative like thing going on from what you've noticed?
No, it's pretty good. Like, let's say I'll use like this as an example. I'm not really in the hood, but the closest place I live to is Malvern, and it's been a good change there. You know, they're trying to implement new buildings, new condos, high rises, all that other shit, and then same thing with the region. They got that whole neighborhood redeveloped in the last 10 years, right? So it's definitely a start for sure. More money needs to be put into it to like lower the violence, right? Like we were talking about earlier with the gentrification and shit. It has to be more positive gentrification rather than negative, right?
Yeah, and like changing like the mindset of like youth crime and all that too, because like youth crime, it's crazy in Toronto. Like you see these like kids like, you know, robbing like these like jewelry stores and all that. You see them like getting into fights in the malls too, staining like certain people throughout the way and all that, or like even like you see, I don't know if you've seen this like documentary called like I think Missing Black Boys and all that too, because you see like these like young black kids like going all the way to T-Bay or Sudbury or Sarnia to kind of get into like some illicit stuff and all that too. So
and they're being forced to do it. Yeah, it's fucked up. Nah, honestly, that's one next topic of discussion. But I know the criminal justice system in Canada is very, very, very soft. You know, so these people, these like youths, they know that they can get away with fucking murder and be out in 2-3 years, you know? Even grown-ass men. You can shoot someone, kill them by accident or whatever, and just get a manslaughter charge. And then depending on how much money you have and how good of a counsel you could get, you're going to be out in like 2 years, you know? So,
or like someone that's, you know, like an addict and things like that too. Like they kind of do something like in the wrong ways and like they get bailed out like so many times and all that, or like absolute discharge or like suspended sentences and all that too. So
yeah, it's definitely soft, but like I mean, I'm not hating on it, right? You know.
Yeah, true. Like if for you, like if you were to like change it like in a way too, like what do you think what do you have to do to like change like the idea of like youth crime and all that to get youth like out of like the streets and all that?
You just gotta toughen up that justice system. You gotta start at the source, right? So.
All right, proper. Yeah. And like before, like I know we're gonna like close off soon before we head to the freestyle too. So, do you have any regrets that you have in a way, or you don't regret nothing all that?
Nah, live life with no regrets. I know you hear the saying. Honestly, you might regret it in the moment, but when you look at it later on, you can't regret it. It turned you into the person you are today. And if it's good or bad, you can always change it. And then if you change it, you can't regret it, right?
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
And then what do you have like going on like next and all that too? Like I know like you're doing some stuff with like BZB. You're trying to get back onto the music right now and all that too. So
yeah, I'm definitely gonna get back in the booth more now. I'm probably gonna come out with an EP for summertime. Probably drop in like July. I'm just gonna work with my guy B3 and shit. And yeah, just drop an EP, probably an album, and just try and take off this year.
All right, proper.